everybody. Hands in the air. Okay. 50,000 watts of funky. Let's get bonkers. Wind it up. Wind it up. Let's get bonkers. 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 That's right, let's get bonkers. 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 That's right, let's get bonkers. 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 That's right, let's get 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 bonkers. Wind it up. Let's get bonkers. Come on.
Is that I play? Nobody likes rap. Is that I play? Nobody likes rap. Is that I play? Nobody likes rap. Is that I play? Nobody play. Nobody play. Nobody play. Nobody likes.
It's a great day for Overwatch, everybody. Welcome to Season 0 of the BXP League. I am back for casting as I've been graciously invited along with my wonderful co-host, KP. Hi, KP. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you doing today, Phoenix?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to see these teams compete. some returning faces from previous tournaments and also some new faces to join this time around. What are you expecting to see from teams today? Who do you like?
Well, I'm really, really excited to see our first match. We're doing Team Squabblins against Team Misfits, as Misfits does have our beautiful team captain, Kia, aka Jordy. She is one of our favorites here. And having been also on a team with Nuke as well, and from the previous Overwatch tournament, there's lots of really, really good players here. I'm really looking forward to that first match. It's going to be a really tight one, I think.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great time. Let's take a look at the schedule for what we have coming up today. As KP mentioned, the Misfits are going to be squaring off against Squabblins for match 1 today. So we'll be taking them through, and then later on, we'll have match 2. So you'll want to stick around after match 1 is complete. After a short break, we'll come back from match 2. So that's going to be the way today goes. Overall, as far as the tournament is structured, it is a double elimination tournament. We did have an odd number of teams this time around of who's going to be playing in which match. So we'll move over there and take a look at who's going to be playing in match 1 and 2. Obviously, we have the Squabblins going up against the Misfits, and then in match 2, we'll have the Malakas going up against Appa Stappa. So it's going to be a great day of Overwatch. We're super excited. Let's move into playing in match 1. So KP, let's take a look at the maps that we have up for today. Each match is going to be best of 5. All right, just a quick look at the team rosters as we jump in here. For the Squabblins, we've got the team captain is Frilly, and for Misfits is Minatazaki, which KP mentioned earlier is also Jordy, who's a known member of our community. Also some familiar faces with Bussy and Neon. They've played in previous tournaments before on Frilly, so a good mix of newcomers and some veterans on both sides, which hopefully will be lead to a good match. So here we go. All right, so welcome to Route 66. Always a fun time to be had. Definitely an escort map here.
Initiating match.
And this is going to be a little bit different from past tournaments. We've done Overwatch 1 tournaments in the past. This is our first one, or second one, doing in Overwatch 2, which means it's going to be the best of 5 all the way around. So definitely some tough choke points here to have to get through. So we'll see what both teams come up with for attack and defense strategies.
Ready for battle.
All right, here we go. Teams in position, ready to rock and roll. All right, looks like
Right or wrong.
a couple familiar DPS.
Finish this
Looks like it's going to be a soldier and a junk on both sides. A little bit different setup for supports.
For a mission, isn't it?
Some Moira and some Baptiste. And then some Ana and Kiri. And of course the tank's going to be an interesting matchup. Got Nuke on Diva. To hold Milk on
4, 3, 2,
Ramatra.
1. Attackers incoming.
All right, here we go. Teams are out, ready to push.
Let's mobilize.
It's like trying to take a side flank immediately here. Kind of playing uncontested there on the other side. Ramatra here is getting into it with the fist. Is going to take out the support in the backline early, so Spurs is down. Definitely looking like a good push here. Pushing up around the corner. All right, so it's going to be a clear out there right off the bat. Looks like some good movement here from the payload. We'll see who ends up taking the high ground here.
This'll tickle their feet.
Junkrat definitely one of those annoying characters that can control flankers trying to come around the backsides with the trap and then finish them off with a mine. It's a good one to have to protect the backline as well. All right, looks like Misfits are back. See if they get a push here on the payload or if they're just going to let them take it. Looks like the payload is going to make it. So first point taken. Now we're going to see them move up here. switch over to the defensive side to see what we got going here. Another Junkrat over from the Misfits as well. Let's see if they can hold back here and stop them at this choke point. Definitely a tough choke point to get through, so you got to make sure that you know where everybody is and don't get flanked from the high ground. Lots of high ground to control here. Couple of picks though for... All right, so a couple players going down. Misfits are definitely getting in. What you do with the flanker? It looks like Magic Murray's trying to take the backside there, but he's gonna get taken out by Kid Albie. All right, so supports waiting and ready. Looks like we have a visor online for Frilly, so we're gonna see if he does anything with that. Definitely pushing up here to the second point. Not a whole lot of contesting from Misfits. To see if they're going to let them take the first point. And it looks like they will. Second point taken by the Squablins. So let's see if Misfits is going to put up a defense here on the third point. Potentially a tougher time getting around this corner here. All right, here comes the visor from Frilly. He's going to get pinned to the corner by Nuke with the spear. Not a whole lot to work with there, but kind of a zone out ult. Totally bad. Lots of ults up now for the Squablins on this side. Looks like the tire's coming out. Ooh, and a nano on Ramatra here. Going crazy with the ult. Let's see if he can get everybody in here. He's got a lot of people pinned, and if you keep people in the ult range, gonna keep it up for as long as possible. So a couple of good picks, good ult usage from the Squablins, and it looks like they're gonna continue to push the payload. Nidazaki trying to sneak around the backside there, but it's gonna get taken out. Looks like it's gonna be a tough hole getting back out here for the Misfits. We'll see if they can put some of these ults to good use. Spur has the Coalescence online, but he's gonna get taken out immediately by the Ramatra. And it looks like it's going to be a tough push. They had the wall up as well from Kane, or the window up for the BAP. But it's going to look like Squablins is going to push it in with quite a bit of time in the time bank. 4 minutes 13 on the clock.
0-3.
A really good push by Squablins. Definitely some good use of ults there. Misfits, unfortunately, looking like they got caught out of position a little bit on a couple of those. Weren't able to really answer with the ults in return, so we'll see if they can flip it around and make a good push on the attack side. See if they change up the team comp a little bit. Looked like the switch from D.Va over to the Orisa to try to help counter the Ramatra's punches. Be able to hold yourself in position a little bit. Looks like Nuke is going to stay on the Orisa for this one. Pretty similar setup for Squablins. It looks like they are going to switch over from the Ana to the Mercy for defense. Mitsuzaki is going to switch over to the Echo as well. So Frilly can keep Echo under control. Sometimes the Flyers are a little bit tricky for DPS.
If we do this right, they won't even know what happened.
Stay on the Kiri as well. Definitely a good support to have with the Kitsune. You can put it in the right spot. But here we go. Round number 2. Let's see what the Misfits have got in store for us. Be on the Junkrat again for both sides. Let's see what we can see with that. Really definitely benefiting from the blue beam from Mercy. We'll see if he can put that to good use here. He's trying to put some pressure up here on the front line. Kane looking pretty weak up there in the trolley guard, but he manages to break himself out. It's like a little soft reset here for Misfits to try to get everybody healed up. Really looking to take height. Really a whole lot of pressure, too much on the back line for the supports for Misfits, which is good. Let's see if they can keep Nuke here up and running. Try to get up in the front line here. A lot of pressure being applied on the Ramatra, but it looks like he's going to get picked up by the supports just in the nick of time. Ult coming out from Frilly. He's going to be pushed back by Nuke. Way of zoning that out. He's going to get one on the jump. Here comes Nuke to try to finish him off. Did get some significant damage in there, but not a pick. Ramatra's going to come back in and try to push back here. Going to see if they can get a push on the supports. Not a whole lot going for Misfits here. A good hold from Squablin so far. And unfortunately, Kiri's going to get taken out before able to use the Kitsune. Here comes Kid Albi with the ult to try to take down Nuke and is going to be successful with that. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a soft reset here again for the Misfits. Definitely getting a lot of damage in on Squablins, but unfortunately supports are doing a good job of coming in and picking up on who needs it. Ooh, Minisazaki's going to get taken out there by the blue beam soldier. All right, here comes the Kitsune for Misfits. Let's see if they can make anything work with it. Couple already down. Spurs is going to go down.
To think about.
It's like the supports for the Squablins just getting to do a good job of sitting in the back and not really a whole lot of pressure from the DPS on Misfits to take them down. Kitsune online for Squablins. Let's see if they can make something work with that on the whole. Not really a need for it at the moment. All right, Window's going to come out for Misfits. There's the Kitsune to answer.
A new dawn for you.
It looks like we're going to have an ult going off on the other side. Neon's going to be pushing up, and to hold Milk definitely taking out a bunch with his ult. Matra's dangerous when he gets in there close range with everybody, and he's been able to keep everybody pretty close. Keep everybody zoned out well. Less than a minute now for Misfits to try to get it. And Frilly coming in with the visor to take out the tire and get another pick at the same time on Junk. So good use of that to control the ult from the other side. Misfits are going to be looking for one final push to try to see if they can get this payload moving. Kidalbi's going to take out Spurs in the back line, so supports down for Misfits. Unfortunately, Squablin's looking like
Stay out of my way.
it's going to be a good hold for now. We'll see if Misfits can pull something out. They do have the Orisa ult online. We'll see if Nuke can make something work. He is behind on the supports. Gonna get a piece of them. Oh, so close. Got the Mercy down finally. Ooh, Frilly looking low as well, but he was saved on the backside. So it looks like a little bit of push here from the Misfits. It's going to be in overtime, so they're going to have to get it all the way there. Good pick on Ramatra. So looking good for Misfits, able to finally get this moving a little bit. A window up for Misfits as well. That's going to help out. They are going to pick off Grim. So both supports down for Squablins. Both DPS still up, trying to hold up for the Squablins. There's going to go Junk. So only one left is Frilly with Soldier. Getting close to attack visor. Ooh, is going to get the res on the Junk. And here comes the Kitsune from the Misfits. Let's see if they can make it work. The Mercy going Barbie Blaster mode in the backline in the ult to take out Kiri, but still pushing. Couple ults online for the Squablins. A switch over to the Widow for Minatazaki. See if they can make that work. Look like a pick in conjunction with the Bastion, and they are going to push the payload all the way into the first point, so a good recovery from Misfits to get back where they needed to be. So 2:20 left on the clock here. Let's see if they can work with some new swaps. We'll see if Squablins decide to answer. Still a couple online for Squablins. The visor is ready to go for Frilly. So we can find a good time to use that. Also going to have the Kitsune online again. Ooh, Neon with the switch to Lucio to go back in and take out the Widow on the backline, and it's going to get it. Kidalbi's going to take out Kane on the Baptiste. So it looks like Nuke up by himself at the moment. Still got the Kiri with him, but the enemy Kiri is in behind for Squablins, and she's going to take out Spurs. So maybe a miscommunication, or unfortunately just an offset of teams at the moment. All right, Minitazaki, you're going to take out Neon with the help of BAP. Magic Murray going to have an ult up already, see if he can make anything work with it. Definitely good distraction and zoning ult coming in through the front line, trying to take the high ground, but Furley looks like he's in a pretty good spot. It's like they're just kind of banking those ults until they get a response from the Misfits. Here comes the tire, and there's the attack visor. It's gonna get 1, 2 for Kid Albi. It's gonna look like it's gonna be a cleanup for the Squadlins on this one. Just Nuke left, running for his life. The Robot Cow trying to get away.
Push forward now.
But not quite able to do so.
What's up?
All right, so stabilizing from the Squadlins here. Looks like it's gonna be perhaps the final push for Misfits. They are gonna have a BAB window to work with, so let's see if they can make that work. Was a switch over on the Squadlins from Ramatra over to Sigma as well. Looks like he's gonna try to control the front line here. Neon over here being a pain, disrupting as much as possible, and he is gonna have the beat online. There's the window. Unfortunately, he's gonna get taken out immediately as soon as the window goes up. And now Neon's just in here making a mess and mayhem for the Misfits on the high ground. Just a couple left. It looks like it's only gonna be Nuke. He's gonna try to work the payload as much as possible. And there's the beat to hopefully finish it off. And it looks like it's gonna be a map 1 take for the Squadlins. All right, so definitely some good plays there from both sides. Misfits did well in recovering and making a couple of swaps to get it through to the first point. Fortunately, Squadlins were dug in with a couple ults ready to answer whenever the pushes came. Here's the hold milk on the push with the Ramatra. Good job getting everybody in tight quarters whenever he had his ult up to keep it alive as much as possible. All right, so we'll move on to map number 2. Moving into control, and we're going to Oasis. All right, KP, so what did you like, what did you not like from the first map there?
Oh my goodness, that was so intense. I really, I would not want to go up against Whole Milk as Ramatra. That was crazy. Really excited to see, the switch up on the teams in terms of what characters to use or what players. So really, really liked that. It was very, very intense. What did you think?
Yeah, it's always good when you see teams not trying to beat their head against the walls. If something's not working, it's definitely worthwhile to make a couple swaps, and Misfits did a good job of doing that, and we're able to make that first push. So we'll see if they want to change some stuff up based on what Squadlins have been running. I'm excited to see if we have any character switches here. All right, so we're off to Oasis for map number 2. All right, definitely switching up from escort to control. So a little more of an opportunity to brawl on the point if that's the way your team wants to go, rather than having to play at range. But we'll see what both teams come up with here for this one. As far as control points go, Oasis definitely some areas to get knocked off the map, which is a little different than your typical escort maps. We'll see if everybody decides to play very close all together. Group hug, everybody. Stay away from the edges. All right, so definitely some similar looks from the supports for both sides. Still going to be running Kiri, and both teams going to be running a Moira as well. Both teams still going to be running Soldier. Minitazaki going to continue to play the distance game. Going to be playing
5,
Hanzo this time
3,
around.
2, 1. Round
All right, here we go. Map number 2. Hanzo always presents such an interesting character. Plays like a sniper, but you almost have to play him like a rifle character like Ashe, things like that, just because of how much he can get pushed. And then obviously the dragons used in the right circumstance are a great way to go. No picks from either side yet. Both teams taking a lot of damage though. Neon playing the DPS Moira, getting up in there with the beam. All right, first person down. It's going to be Magic Murray from Misfits going down. So numbers control in favor of Squadlins. Really got a pretty decent look out on the outside edge. He's just gonna have to watch that hook from Nuke so he doesn't get pulled off. He's gonna take him out. So a little bit of a hold up here from Misfits. Spurs trying to get up in there to do something, but Philly says no thank you. Back to spawn with you. Old Milk also switching over to the Orisa as well. Really good point control. Definitely some nerfs here recently, but enough distance on that blaster to take out Minatazaki in the back. So far, chokehold here from Squablins on these points here. Nuke gonna switch over to the Orisa. So definitely the Orisa fight back in action. Let's see if anybody can take him out here. Looks like Kane is gonna have the Kitsune online, so we'll see if maybe Misfits can make a push in with that. No ults online yet for Squablins, but definitely getting pretty close. Neon very close to the cold ults. And it looks like they're gonna have a Kitsune of their own to answer with. Here comes Kid Albie with the tire. He is gonna get Murray. And a big push in from Squablins off of the tire to take out Kane and also Magic Murray on the outside there. Spurs with the Coalescence. Not sure if he was trying to open things up. Maybe didn't realize that there were as many of the Misfits down as there were. So a use of support ult there. Kane's still gonna have the Kitsune Rush online. 3 ults online now though for Squablins to answer back. The Terror Surge online for the Hold Milk as well. So a lot of ults have to play into. Coalescence gonna come out from Neon. He's pushing way up in there. He's gonna fade himself out before he gets taken out. And it looks like 98%. I'm not sure if the Misfits are gonna have time to get back. It isn't overtime. They do have somebody on the point in the back trying to push. Looks like it's gonna be Kane back there. But unfortunately, looks like he's gonna get hunted down, and he will. So we'll see if anybody else from the Misfits can play a speed character to get back. Looks like they're not going to, so first objective gonna be secured by the Squablins. So a couple ults still banked, surprisingly, for both sides. Ults never came out. Not really a need for it on the Squablin side. They had control of that point pretty much right off the bat the whole time. This one's going to be a little bit more open.
You are significant.
So hopefully some more room to work with. Definitely some high ground here to be able to contest on as well. We'll see if both teams end up fighting over that high ground to try to get their DPS in appropriate positions. Looks like there is going to be a switch over to the Sombra, which can be a pain in the back line. See if Minatazaki can cause some havoc back there. The whole Milk looking like he's going to switch back over to the Ramatra over from Orisa. And Nuke's going to switch over to the Sigma. Also a switch from Magic Murray from the Soldier over to Torbjorn. See if that turret can make people's life a nightmare. Minatazaki looking for an opportunity to do that. Going to catch Grim unawares back there. Looks like they are going to be aware of Minatazaki in the back line though, so a quick takedown unfortunately. Looks like definitely a point fight going on for the rest of the players on the team. Spurs is unfortunately going to get taken out, so and then Kane right after, so both supports go down, and then unfortunately Nuke right after. Looks like it's going to be another point control for the Squablins. Actually, some ults building for both teams off of that. Wakiri is just such a hard support to have to counter. She's got that disappearing act, being able to teleport over, and then of course the ability to cure everybody. Unfortunately, not really any kind of poison or flame that has to be done here to cure.
Going in.
All right, so Misfits back up in the fight, gonna try to point. Neon's gonna take down Spurs though right off the bat. So down one support early. Neon definitely playing the DPS Moira just up here in everybody's face, causing havoc in the backline. And unfortunately, not sure if they realize who it is or not, but tough time, unfortunately, for Misfits to deal with him. It's not fun when you have to deal with 3 DPS. Ah, Moira on Moira battle. All right. Coalesce is coming out for Neon to try to hold any further pushes. And Frilly doing some work as well, looking like he's taking out both of the supports again. So a good coordination there with the Moira Coalescence and some DPS. Torb trying to get in position there, but just not able to get any kind of ground here to get established. Ramacha just very good at holding space. It's like Nuke is going to have an ult online here pretty quick, so let's see if they can make something work there. Kane's gonna have the beat as well. Hopefully they can get it off, but they can't, and Nuke's gonna go down. And it looks like the numbers are gonna be favored in front of Squablins again in overtime. Looks like Kane was the only one there on the point trying to hold it, but taken out by the tire, and that is gonna be map number 2 going to the Squablins. Well, just some good, solid defensive holding from Squablins. Unfortunately, just not giving Misfits any angle to try to have an attack go off. It seemed like everywhere you turned, there was a Squablin DPS or a Squablin Moira is just plugging up all the holes and nowhere to go for Misfits. All right, so KP, anything else that you saw from that one? Looks like another good hold from the Squablins there. A couple changes for Misfits.
Oh my goodness. It was pretty crazy just seeing Neon going in there as a DPS Moira. Like you said, having to deal with, 2 DPS is hard already, and then having a third is just insane. I felt so bad. I saw Nuke get sucked dry. So
Unfortunate.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Neon did hit platinum support today, so
okay, so definitely showing the chops on the Moira. All right, let's see here. So next map is going to be Midtown. So that's going to be our first hybrid map, and if the caster can figure out which one is Midtown, we'll get in there. There we go. All right, so 2-0 in favor of the Squablins. We're moving on to our hybrid map, Midtown. And an opportunity for the Squablins to take the series here. Remember, it is best out of 5, so definitely still a chance for the Misfits to make a comeback here. Hopefully, Midtown will be their map. And we'll see what both teams have in store. All right, map number 3 is underway. Here we go. So definitely some points here for some distance characters. So if we're expecting to see maybe an Ashe or a Hanzo Widow, things like that. Some good sight lines for them to take people out, but also an opportunity for you to get right up in people's faces. Lots of cover as you go through the bridge, whether you go over or under. We'll see what both teams come up with here. Some celebration confetti for us, celebrating the first day and season 0 of the BXP League. Thanks, Overwatch, for being excited for us. We appreciate it.
Ready for battle.
All right, here we go. Map number 3. Looks like we are going to have the Misfits on defense first. Ooh, I'm going to switch over for both the DPS on Misfits.
You count on me, I count on you.
Looks like we're going to see some point control here with Symmetra. And on the other side, looking like a similar loadout to the end of the match for last time.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
All right, here we go. Definitely some ability to zone out here. Oh, Neon coming in the back to try to disrupt, but is immediately going to get taken down with the switch over to Zen. So definitely going to have to deal with the Discord Orb for Squablins, which can be a challenge. Oh, looks like a trade there. So Milk is going to get Kane down in the back line. So a trade from both teams. Definitely going to be a little bit more fun back, unfortunately, for the Misfits. It's like full strength already for the other side. And a switch on for Neon over to Bap. Looks like Lucio was not what he wanted. And looks like Neon's definitely getting some picks with Bap. And Grimsky gonna take out Minatizaki as well. So looks like it's gonna be a point take here for the Squablins. Good teamwork. Oh, there goes Kane. Gonna be set back to spawn. Try to hold it up for point number 2. Oh, looks like Neon unfortunately got caught out. It's like almost everybody except for probably Kane got to that first spawn door. So there's 4 of them right now, and we're gonna have a Zen come second spawn point. It's gonna be a little bit awkward position for the support there. Really already in there, but he's gonna get taken out from the side by the balls. Neon definitely going with the DPS heavy characters. I'm switching over to the BAP now. He is gonna have the window online. Oh, he's gonna use it on Zen. Oh, that's just harsh. And the tactical crouch to follow up. Oh, rubbing salt in the wound there. The Milk doing a good job of holding space here. And they do get it under the bridge, which is usually the challenging part of it. So that part's out of the way for the Squablins. And Duke gonna switch over to the Ramatra as well. Spurs is gonna have the Coalescence online, so we'll see if they can use that to stop the second point. But unfortunately, they don't get there. So point number 2 taken for the Squablins. Misfits looking to hold up any way they can. Nuke's trying to hold space, but they're just putting so much pressure on him in the front line here. It's hard to get that survivability. Here comes a Terror Surge holding Nuke in. It's going to take him out, hold him in place just long enough for Neon and the rest of the group to take him out. So unfortunately, looks like Murray's going to be alone trying to hold things back here. Boy, Neon just getting all up in the front line, even as the support. Just no fear whatsoever. Keep looking in, trying to control the side corridors, making sure the DPS for Misfits don't get anywhere near. Really is going to have the visor online, so we'll see if they can make something work with it. Here it comes. A tire out as well, so a lot of ult staff to contend with for the Misfits, unfortunately, out here. It's like one pick. It might be enough. Nuke getting way into the back there. And it looks like that's going to be a full 3 for the Squablins. 4:33 in the time bank. Boy, just so much pressure from the Squablins. Just no side corridors, nothing. Everything gets shut down, unfortunately, for the Misfits. We'll see if they can find an answer here. Just really tough whenever you have all 5 members of the enemy team up in the front line. It makes it really difficult for you to make anything work, but we'll see if Misfits can find the answer here. Good start for the Squablins, hoping to close out the series here. See if Misfits make any adjustments and changes. It's like a switch over to the Mercy and a move to Bastion for DPS. And Squablin's gonna try to hold that point with a Sigma. Good point holder there.
So,
And Kid Albie just playing like he's been playing on Junkrat.
Was
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Still gonna be able to hopefully control the sides with the traps. Not really any backline flakers here from the Misfits, although Soldier can catch you unawares if you're not careful. All right, so final push here for the Misfits. Let's see if they can get it all the way to the end. It's gonna be a challenge, but I bet they're up to the task. Let's see if they can make it happen. Oh, an immediate takedown of the Bastion. Unfortunately, the Junkrat bombs just catch it without you going, but Spurs is gonna get the res there. Ooh, Murray trying to make a flank route there, but fortunately Junkrat just said, nope, that's my door. Boy, just everybody up in the backline right on the point there. Everybody getting involved again, once again for the Squablins. Support saying, we're supports, not healers. We can damage as well. Really definitely taking on three players up top all trying to hold this high ground here. They are going to get down Kid Albie on the Junkrat, but unfortunately, Kane's going to go after the Helix. Really having to run for his life here. With a robot cow chasing him down. Everybody kind of scattered all over the place here. Support's moving pretty well with Nuke, but giving the DPS a little bit of room there to try to take him out. They are going to get Milk going down and Neon as well. So a couple picks here for Misfits might open it up for them to be able to get through this choke point here. Nuke definitely putting some good pressure here on everybody. And Kane doing a good job of being a sniper with those orbs. Ooh, and Nuke's going to take out Grimsky. So a really good push by the Misfits to take this first point. Let's see if Squadlins want to recontest here. They're a little split. It looks like they are going to try to make their presence out here on the point. Nuke holding everybody out here. Grimsky trying to get back here. Frilly still up here though. Has never left and does have the tac visor online. And that's going to come out. Here comes the Terror Surge from Nuke to try to push down, to hold down the Nano Visor, which he does. Woo. Keep switching between teams, but lots of people down at the moment. Some good trades from both sides. Fortunately, it looks like Squadlins are going to retake control of the point. Spurs here just trying to hang on for dear life with Kane. Oh, and here comes the ult from Milk. Going to take out the Mercy as well. So it looks like that's probably going to close it out for the Misfit push. 2 ticks, though. So a good push, only one more tick needed. 1:27 left on the clock, so plenty of time for a couple more takes. Here comes the Coalescence on the backline though from Neon's gonna finish off Minitazaki on. Just making a lot of good use of that. He is gonna get taken out though. There comes the res from Spurs. He did get it off just in time.
Coming at you.
But a hold here still from the Squadlins. So some trades here, some ults coming out. Kitsune Rush is online for the Squadlins, so that might be enough to hold down any kind of push. Attack Visor is online for Murray as well, and it looks like he's gonna make it go to work. Let's see if he can take anybody else. Gonna get one. Almost got the Kiri as well, but she was saved. Go down. Looks like a good push here from Minisaki on the side. Is going to have the ult to see if we can get anybody with it. Definitely going to run away for people. But the potential there, if you line it up correctly, was taken out. Kane was taken out during that ult. Here comes the Kitsune Rush from the Squadlins. So unfortunately, lots of shot speed available. Neon trying to side and is going to take out the Bastion. 10 seconds left on the clock. Unfortunately, the only one left is Murray, and he just gets taken out while he's in the bus. I'm not sure if anybody's going to be able to get back in time, and it looks like no. And the first series, match number 1, goes to the Squadlins.
Play of the game.
Well, what looked like was going to be a first point take for the Misfits ended up getting flipped in favor of the Squadlins. Just such a strong defense from both of them. Unfortunately, just not giving anything to the Misfits as far as alleys to go. Seems like every ult that came up for the Misfits was just answered immediately by the Squadlins. Tough match, KP.
That was really, really tough. I did love seeing Spurs on Mercy, though. That switch up was great. But unfortunately, all those balls from Kid Albie as junk was insane. The bombs, the tire, it was hard to go up against for sure.
Yeah, definitely some good switches from both sides. First match is going to be taken by Squadlins, but good job from both sides. So let's take a look at our bracket here, and we'll see how the Squadlins are going to advance. Moving into the winners bracket, Misfits, of course, are going to drop down into the losers bracket, but will have a chance to fight their way back into the finals. And it looks like BBs and PPs will be down there waiting as well. So a couple games will take place in the losers bracket. And of course, today you want to stick around We've got Malakas going up against Apastapas for match number 2. We're going to take a quick break as we get these teams ready and get everything set up for the second round of maps. Malakas versus Apastapa is next. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Let me see you turn it around. See you turn it around. Remember one thing, the number one vibe. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on, come on. I've been told that music is meant to inspire us. It's supposed to fire us up. It's supposed to bring in change and usher in new ways of thinking, you know what I'm saying? Music is supposed to be that healing voice, that inner voice that unifies people. Yes, grab the mic, relieve stress. Looking at the world, I'm blessed. Let's put the peace to the test. Too many people want test. Yes, I make my choice. Make them all rejoice. Vibes deep down inside. Remember one thing, the number one vibe. Now check this out. Jack your body. Hands in the air. 50,000 watts of funkin'.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back after match number 1. Definitely a fun time to watch. And we're going to be moving on over to match number 2, which is going to feature our other 2 teams. We got Malakas going up against Apastapa. Definitely some familiar faces here and some new ones as well. I like that we have a mix of both new and old on each one of these teams. So a couple of familiar faces, Lubster and Hakuna Matata, have definitely played in some of our previous tournaments, as well as Tribor, Ice, and I. And then we got some new faces in there as well. So looking forward to seeing what both of these teams bring to the table. KP, based on what you've seen in the past or what you know about these teams, what do you expect to see from both? And what kind of match are we in for here?
Malakas is really good from my experience, and same with Apastapa. So, really worried about, I would say Hakuna Matata has a killer tracer, which is super annoying. So,
Ooh.
watch out.
Yeah,
I'm really
we hate the
excited to see how
flankers.
that goes. Yeah.
Us support mains hate the flankers. That's the way
Yep.
that works. Absolutely. All right. Well, let's take a look at the maps for match number 2. Again, we're going to do best of 5. So we can expect to see the winners of 3 of those maps go on to be the winners of this second series. So we've got on Escort, we're coming up with Havana. And then Control, we've got Antarctic Peninsula at night. So that's always a fun change. And then for Hybrid, we've got Numbani, Flashpoint, we're going to be going Cerveza, and Push will be on Coliseo if we make it to those. We'll see what these teams have to offer. KP, I don't know about you, but a lot of people that I know are not huge fans of Flashpoint and Push. But I feel like in a tournament setting, sometimes it allows for a little bit more fun because you've got so many angles that you can come back from on Flashpoint. It's always fun to see how people, choose to attack those points. And then obviously you have to deal with points being closer to the enemy team's spawn if you take a point. So maybe not so much in our personal gameplay as a favorite moving through quick play, but definitely in a tournament setting, I think it'll add some fun if we get to map 4 and 5.
I absolutely agree with you. I mean, I don't like playing Flashpoint. I love watching it. So really excited. I do hope the teams get to best out of the very last map. I would love to see that. Also really a big fan of Antarctic Peninsula, actually. So looking forward to that one as well.
Definitely some good one with a mix of terrain, some high ground, some low ground, some flank routes. Always fun to get to see. All right, well, we're ready to jump in. Our team's ready to go. Before we jump into match number 2, KP, tell us a little bit about what we're going to do for our next segment.
Oh, I'm super excited. We do have a segment called Talking Smack, and it's with our very lovely J-Main and Mint. They will be interviewing the captains after each, the matches, and it's going to be so, so exciting. I can't wait for the questions that they have.
Awesome. Well, let's send it over to Mint and J-Main. Take it away, guys.
Let's just get started right away with the match that we just saw, which was round 1 of the tourney between Squablins and the Misfits. So I had the pleasure of having on our show the team captain of Misfits, Jordy. So everyone, please welcome Jordy.
Yeah. Hi, Jordy.
Hi, Jordy.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining Talking Smack. Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So we just saw your amazing performance last round. So we just had some questions for you.
Of course.
Yes.
All right.
Jamie, would you like to ask the first question?
Yes, thanks so much. All right, so although you unfortunately did lose your previous match, it was a tough game, and your team put up a great fight, as we saw, and you guys had some amazing moments, such as that one time on Route 66 when you guys were like stuck in the back, but you guys still managed to push through. Like, that was so good. And what stood out to me from this whole like thing was that we know that Team Misfits is like a very tight-knit group of friends, and we saw how connected and coordinated you guys were. So how does that friendship positively impact your teamwork?
It definitely does have a positive impact on our team. I have been Spurs being one of our supports. He is my boyfriend. We have been together for 5 years. Actually, just celebrated our 5-year anniversary this year, back in April. So having that close knit bond with him and being able to communicate effectively with him definitely helped. With Magic Murray and Kane Trainer also being 2 of my very close best friends, and other games that we have played, we just we know how to communicate with each other and effectively. And having Nuke joining our team as our tank, as we didn't have an official tank at the time, knowing him, having played games with him, just being able to know who you have and knowing you're able to communicate with them is nice. I know we do have another player on our team named Koi. They are another one of my best friends and our friends, just really close. We all know how to communicate with each other. We haven't played Overwatch with each other in a while, so doing this again kind of needed, we had to get back into our movements, our adjustments, what we knew we could do and what we were comfortable with. So having everybody in their set positions and what they were best at was definitely a part of making that decision with the team.
Wow.
That's so great. Thank you for that wonderful answer. And happy anniversary, of course.
Yes,
Thank
happy
you.
anniversary to you and
Yes,
Spurs.
love that for you guys. And Mint, do you have something to add?
Yeah, so I kind of like the question that Jamie asked, and I would like to add on. So we can clearly tell that your team was obviously very connected and close. Like, for example, in the map of Route 66, when you guys were attacking the point and you guys managed to push together as a team while still in overtime from the start of your base. So my question is, how did you guys as a team captain coordinate your advances in the game? And um was it easier and more seamless to do this since you were communicating with the friends that you're more closer with?
I would say it was easier. There was some communications that would slip through, some callouts that would kind of fall through, and either kind of couldn't quickly communicate towards it, or we couldn't exactly figure everything out. I think that little bit of overtime definitely was okay. We managed to finally find a moment of clarity in the match. I know we did struggle and we did have a lot of adjustments and things that we can improve on with everything, uh, with being just close knit and everything. Just communication is definitely one of the most important key things. And kind of before everything started, I called a quick team meeting, just clearing everything and making sure, hey, let's have fun. Let's try to not let everything get the best of us. I know I definitely had a moment where I let it get the best of me. Um, but just making sure we knew to have fun, just do the best we could, even if we win or lose, regardless, we're having fun with each other, with everything. And that's just pretty much it, making sure we communicated with callouts, swaps if needed, if we felt we weren't comfortable or we weren't doing much with the character we had originally selected. Okay, I don't think we're doing good as Kiri. I'm going to swap to this. I'm not doing good as Junkrat. I'm going to swap to this one. Just making sure to have that
Um,
communication was clear.
I totally get that. And that's part
yeah.
of being a team captain. And you did amazingly, I
Yeah.
think.
Yes.
So my final question here is, what has been your favorite part of being a team captain so far?
I think just being able to be with the people I know the most and
Mhm.
love the most, just being able to have that close knit group of friends, just being with them, just being with everybody, and having a time where, in a sense, that this is a bit of a competitive format. Just knowing that this is just another one of our gaming sessions, and just being able to have fun with that.
Okay.
All right. Well, those were all our questions, Jordy. So thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week because you still have some matches to play. So we wish
Yes.
you best of luck in your upcoming games, and we look forward to seeing you soon, Jordy. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, Jordy.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
See you
We'll
next
see you
week.
again.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
Jordy.
Jordy. All right. And now I wanted to um um I wanted to pull in one of the other team hosts from the other match, which was the winning captain of the last match, Frill. So give me 1 second. Go ahead and tell. Hi,
Bye,
Frill.
Brill.
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me.
Of course, welcome to Talking Smack. So we
Yes.
just saw that you obviously won last match, so congrats.
Yes.
So we
Congrats.
just had some questions regarding your matches that you just played.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Okay.
And Jamie, take it off for the
Thank you
first
so much, Mint. Okay,
question.
so I would say that the creation of squadrons of the team is like actually quite interesting, I think, Because originally you guys started as a team of three, and then you guys had to bring in like two additional outside members to join your team. So my question is, how did you and your team build a connection leading up to the tournament? Like, what was that process like?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the great things about the gaming community in general is, playing games together, each night, it just really builds that camaraderie. Like you said, we struggled to kind of get a full team just because of scheduling and whatnot. And
Mm-hmm.
so, having the two people that were added to our team, Neon and Boosie, really actually was honestly a huge pleasure. And luckily, we had a month or two to kind of build up that different teamwork and kind of figure out who everybody vibes is and what everybody plays best as. And it was just a lot of fun building new relationships and connections. And it really feels like we've been playing together for a long time, just because of how much we played in the last month or so. But it definitely made me a little nervous because you don't know who you're necessarily getting. But I think
Mm-hmm.
as a team, we've really grown together and into this unit, and I think we're feeling really comfortable with the compositions. We've done a lot of experimentation on, like, we're all good at multiple roles, but what is the right role? What creates the best composition and feel for when we go up
Mm-hmm.
against other teams? So we spent a lot of time going over, even though like I originally was going to play tank, for example, but based on like other people and whatnot, it just seemed like we had kind of figured out a good setup for ourselves. And I'm glad today we were able to execute on that. So it was a lot of fun.
Yes, definitely. And
I
Mick?
love that answer. Yes. So for my second question for you, so to build on to Jamie's question, so as the team captain, I assume you were responsible for coordinating with your team and identifying your team strengths and weaknesses, correct? And clearly you were able to create a strong team, seeing as you won this round. So how were you able to create the team that ultimately won to leading up to this tournament?
Yeah, so I think a lot of it comes down to losing ego, right? Like we all have certain characters that we love to play and we know we dominate and shred as those characters. And but even if you're, the best Ramatra or the best Mercy, sometimes depending on how that interacts with the other players based on what they're good at, it doesn't always mean that you can play, this one person I really want to play. So we did a lot of experimentation. I know we did a few scrims with BBs and PPs,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
that I even got an opportunity to jump on to their team when we were scrimming, so I could kind of see my team from the outside view, and things like that really helped me kind of get a little direction on like, okay, like where are our real strengths. And so, yeah, dying to that ego and just being willing, everybody on our team has just been amazing. Everybody's been willing to, I'm going to play this role, I'll play this tank. So we experimented and tried a lot of different things. So I think just the fact that we tried so many different possible compositions, and we're willing to be flexible in those roles. So I have to give credit to my team for all their willingness, because they made my job really easy. And the fact that I could just, kind of throw some ideas out there and then I don't like to I think it's a level team where I don't see myself as above any of my team members. Everybody's input's important, so we just kind of go with what we feel as a team. But we tried a lot of different things to make sure that we all were kind of comfortable where we landed. And I wouldn't even say that we have a 100% defined preset composition. We because we've done it so much, I think we'll be comfortable. If we jump into the next match and we feel like something's off, we can switch things up a bit. And so yeah, just huge shout out to my team, and yeah, they made it easy.
That is so great to hear, and it
Yes.
sounds like you're an amazing team captain. So that
Yes.
leads on to my next final question, which is what has been your favorite part of being a team captain so far?
I kind of going back to the first question, it's just it was kind of actually a bonus to meet two new great players, Boosie and
Mhm.
Neon, build new relationships with them, and they're kind of part of our community now. And I think it's just for me, I've always been into competitive esports, kind of as a side hobby for a long time. So for me, practicing and grinding, I think it gives, as a captain, like there's a new purpose, when I jump on Overwatch each night, I know that like we're building towards something, we're preparing for something. And I think that preparation and that anticipation of competing is what makes it so exciting being a captain and being on a competitive team in the BXP league. And so that's I think the biggest thing for me is just the competitive nature of it. It's really enjoyable, and just the new relationships we formed through it. So love the BXP league here. So glad that you guys have set all this up. Huge shout out to all the BXP viewers right now, and it's
Yes.
just I'm really looking forward. I think this is going to grow into something bigger and bigger, and you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
those compliments.
Yes.
We are very happy to have you in our tournament as well.
Yes. And yeah, and those were all our questions, Phil. And we thank you so much for joining us and answering our questions. And we wish you the best of luck for your upcoming games. And we are looking forward to see you soon. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
Phil.
so much, guys. Looking forward to
Bye,
it.
Frill. Thank
Bye,
you.
Phil.
All right, guys. That was all that we
Alright.
had. So,
Yes, and I believe this will conclude our interview session for now. So this has been your host, Mintis.
and I have been Jamie, one of your other co-hosts.
And this has been
Talking Smack. We'll see you guys soon, and we're gonna pass it back on to Phoenix and KP for the round 2. So bye, guys.
Good luck.
All right, everybody. Well, welcome back. Some great takes from Mint and Jermaine. So professional. That was so much fun to watch. Thanks, guys.
I love that. You guys look amazing. Great.
So good. And we appreciate hearing from our team captains. Of course, we appreciate everybody taking time out of their day and, of course, the time to train and organize their teams. So a big shout out to both of them. And we appreciate them. And we're looking forward to seeing them in future games. It'd be great. All right, everybody. Well, we're on to match number 2. It's Malakas versus Appa Stappa. And these guys are raring to go. We're going to be on Havana for our first map playing Escort. So let's jump over and make sure these guys are ready. We will hop right in. All right. The beautiful city of Havana. I feel like this is probably one of the more hotly contested maps in Overwatch. Some people like it, some people don't. But we're here all the same. Ready to watch these two teams fight it out. Going to be a great match. I've seen a lot of these players play, and they are very talented at what they can do. So I think it'll be a great match. Let's see what these teams come up with for their team comps.
Teammates.
Ready for battle.
Malakas and Appa Stappa. All right. Ooh, some interesting picks here on tank. Lobster starting out on the Mauga. That's going to be a fun one to fight against. Looks like Malakas will be on defense first. Gonna have Ana and Kiri on for supports.
Hello.
And over on the other side, Appa Stappa going to be running Lifeweaver and Bap. So some interesting picks, some differences from the first time around. All right, let's see how we do here. Away we go. I just noticed Hakuna Matata is back here running in the background as Sombra, so that should be a fun time. So definitely some good holds right here so far. Matata running around in the back, getting low. Doing a good job playing those. Big push here. Ooh, big burst of healing for Lobster. Ooh, big push up there on the front. Julio trying to get around on a flank lane, but definitely hunted down. The first one's going to go down. Loffin actually goes down in the back line. Looks like he got picked off, unfortunately, by Coolio. It looked like was going to not be able to push any further, but got in there just enough. And Iceman playing the ever-dangerous Pharah up in the air. Bacon will be able to counter the Pharah with the turret, but we'll see how that goes. Depends on how well your turret placement is and how well the coordination is. Players going down on both sides. Iceman's going to take out Hakuna. tries going to take out Lubster. Bacon goes down to the Diva. And it looks like it's going to be a good push so far from Apastapa. Pharah playing the payload princess. We're very appreciative of that role to make sure that things move the way they're supposed to be. Let's push up into the front line here. Ivanadai got demeched out of the Diva. But he does have the Diva Blaster out, which can be dangerous if you're not careful. He's also got the Kitsune to deal with, and he is going to get a pick on Lappin. So a big push with the Kitsune, and now he's back in mech and just making life miserable. Always the ever DPS hunter, Diva. Push up, trying to get that ult charge. Is going to have the bomb online now, and unfortunately, it looked like Lappin and Lubster got caught out in the front because they were on that front payload. Nothing from the bomb, and a good recovery and a good peel from OJ to make sure that his Ana was up and running, and now it looks like I is going to be trying to deal with the monstrous machine guns. Gatling guns. Ult coming out from Malaka's. Lubster going to put up the cage, and the Kitsune rush out as well. So a good push back to keep them from pushing the payload any further around that corner. Also going to have the nano boost online, so we'll see who gets the lucky recipient of that. Also, Matata, always lurking in the back. Also has the EMP online, but is going to get picked off. Unfortunately, got spotted before it could do anything too dangerous back there. So down one from Malaka's. Window going to come out as well, and unfortunately, Bacon's caught right in front of the window. That's not where you want to be. Coming back, Nano Boost goes out, and it is on Lubster, and here comes the EMP to help out with that as well, and also the Justice raining from above from Iceman. He is going to get both the supports, so a good use of that. Looks like the only one still up for Malaka's is Bacon, so he's going to bail out there. We'll see if Apastapa can push this all the way in. 3 minutes on the clock still. Pushing up. Unfortunately pushing up a little too far and got caught out by the DPS, so he will be demeched and taken down. Couple still from Apastapa on the payload. A switch from Malaka's over to Zarya. So gonna see how that goes here. Iceman unfortunately gets taken down. So a good push here from the supports and the tank. Orphan doing as much as he can to try to keep Soldier up. Only one from Appas really making any push. So it looks like that's going to be a good hold there from Malaka's. And Orphan unfortunately getting chased down, trying to slip through the cracks there to get away. Lubster though making a good push. Definitely went for Zarya to try to counter the Diva. The Mortality Field comes out and is immediately taken down. A switch I didn't see earlier from Apastapa as they switch over from the Lifeweaver over to Kiri as well, and the Kitsune Rush is online and used. Lubster though making life difficult for everybody who get caught out on the sides. Bomb's gonna come out. Nobody taking with that. Bacon had the visor going as well. Looks like things went in favor of Apastapa there for a minute, and then Malaka's came back with their ults of their own and were able to counter. So Malaka's here going to be holding. Payload pushed up quite a bit in front of this choke point, but Malaka's choosing to hold up in the front. We'll see if we can make use of this grab. Lubster got his online. Akuna Matata off the pulse bomb, so we'll see if maybe they can put a good use there. There's a window, and here comes the tac visor from Coolio. Let's see if he can make anything work with that. And the Kitsune Rush as well. Oh, that's such a deadly combination. Well, he gets stuck though. A good stick to try to shut down the visor. Did get a couple, unfortunately, before the stick went off. But did get changed. With the switch over to the Winston as well. Lappin is going to have the window online for BAP, so we'll see if they can make a good use of it. Under a minute now for Apastapa to get this payload pushed. A good hold here from Malaka's up on the front lines. Definitely trying to push people off and take space there as the Winston. And a switch over by Iceman to the Junk as well. Looks like he was unfortunately tired of getting taken down while in the air. So going to play on the ground a little bit, see if he can disrupt with the bombs. Chasing down the Zarya. Good use of the bubble there. Getting low though. Good immortality. Laughing. but it's not going to be quite enough. Now I's going to be able to push into the back line. The window coming out, hopefully trying to make something work with that. Is going to get taken down. Got to get Life Grip back on the Life Weaver for try and a big pull there. So a nice use of the pull. That's one of those things that can either make everybody really mad or really happy, depending on how well you use it. I'd say that I was probably really happy there. A window that might go down in front of this. It looks like he save it. So Orphan gonna have that online. I getting very close. Ooh, a good pull by Lobster on try. So switch over to the Hog for Malakas. They can make something work with that. Good counter to Winston because you can kind of pull him away from the rest of the team. Ooh, getting very low though from Apastapa. Try to bring that Hog down. Good pull. I definitely doing a good job disrupting and managing to get himself out in time. We'll see here if Coolio and Try can make the work. The tree is going to be up and available. Bacon is going to be able to counter with a visor of his own. Kuna Matata switching over to the Reaper, it looks like. All right, here comes the ult from Bacon. We'll see if he can get anybody with that. Oh, sorry, that was Coolio that went off there. Bacon still has his online. Here comes the tire from Ice. He is going to take down OJ, and Ice in time to coordinate with that to take down Bacon before he had a chance to use that. And Lobster down here holding on for dear life, but not going to be quite enough having to fight the entire enemy team by yourself. All right, so no ults online for Apastapa here in this final fight. Malakas is going to have 2 to work with. They're going to have the whole Hog and the visor. So we'll see if they can make something work with that. Ooh, Bacon is going to go down before he has a chance to use it. See if Lobster can make something work here. Kuna Matata definitely chomping people down as the Reaper going to try to bail himself out. Is going to have the Blossom online. And is going to go ahead and burn it to see if they can hold it. We are in overtime, and it looks like Malakas is going to make the hold. 101 meters, 2 points for Apastapa.
Score 0-2.
Fantastic work from both sides. Big hold at the end by Malakas. Some good switches. Switch over to Reaper to take care of the Monkey as well as the Hog to try to keep him from jumping into the back line too terribly much without getting pulled back to the front to say, no, come up here and play with me instead. All right, so sides flip. It's going to be Malakas on the attack now. Let's see if they keep a similar comp or if they decide to go something different for attack. All right, heroes are assembling. And I looking to make a similar pick to Malakas right off the bat. Gonna run some Mauga for the first point control here. Iceman gonna stay on the Junkrat.
Stick with me.
Laffin switching over to Genji. So move over from support to DPS. Looks like OJ and Hakuna are gonna run support this time. Got a Kyria and the Life Weaver still in contention. Good use of the pull if needed. Looks like Lobster's going to make a switch at the last minute over to the Mauga fight as well. So Mauga's everywhere.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And here we go for round number 2. All right, so far good push up Main Street here. Lots of damage going into. Ooh, Coolio with the shot on Laffin, gonna take him out early. Helix Rocket. Not fun to have to deal with. Lobster looking weak and gonna get taken down. It's like the push in favor of Apastapa on the Mauga side of things for right now. I looking pretty low. He's gonna keep pressure on there. We're gonna switch over to the Ana, so definitely gonna have to deal with the Nano or with the Biotic Nade. Never what you want to have to deal with as Mauga. So a good switch from Malakas to try to keep things under control there. Often gonna see if he can make something work with the Genji. Dashing in, but unfortunately everybody back to full strength by the time he got back there, and Lobster's gonna go down again. A good job of focusing from Apastapa on the Mauga. Ooh, but here comes Lappin with the blade, looking to make something work. And looks like he is gonna get try, and it looks like all he has left to finish is the Malga, and there it is. So a good push from Malakas. The blade to tidy things up from Lappin. And away the cart goes, pushing ever so closer. It's like a couple up there for Apostapa. I'm not sure if their full team is going to be back in time. There is some movement abilities from there. Often just going to make things so difficult if you're not careful pushing into back line. But he's going to get taken down. He did get support over there. Lobster is going to get nano boosted. So let's see if he can make something work to push this in all the way. Healing out for both sides. And Lobster unfortunately goes down again. Just such a tough thing to have to deal with, especially when you have a Junkrat just pumping damage into a Malga. It's really hard to keep them up. They are tanky boys, but they can go down quickly if you're not careful, especially if all the focus of the enemy team is on there. It's gonna be tough to keep him alive. All right, a tire here to work with, as well as the cage and a window. The window's gonna come out early from, but he is gonna get taken down by Lappin. Oh, the deflection of the Helix rockets back to Orphan. Ouch. You know that one hurt, and those Helix rockets might have been charged up through the window. I didn't see him. Here comes the tire from Iceman. Let's see if he's got anybody he can take out. He is gonna bring Lappin down, so 1 PS down. Woo. Trying to switch. So many people going down. And there is the cage from I to take down OJ. It looks like that might have been the only one back there that got caught in it, but they just wanted to make sure that there wasn't anybody left to go. A minute left.
Do you want a bandage for that? Do you want a bandage for that?
For Malakas to push this payload. Very close. 86 meters, less than a minute now to get things going. They are going to have a cage and a tire of their own to work with. Such a tough fight. One down. Bacon's going to have his online as well. The huge life grip from Try to pull it back in, and there's the cage from Lubster. That was a great pull, but unfortunately a few of them got caught out, and it looks like it's just going to be cleanup now for Malika's. Only one left on the point is the tank, who somehow is staying alive. The immortality field coming out. I'm crazy to see that much damage getting pumped into a character without a death. Still weak though, and it looks like they will finally finish him off. Couple up here trying to stall for Apostapa, but it looks like they're going to get taken down, and the point is going to make it. So good use of ults there. It was a big pull to try to pull the Malga out, but unfortunately a couple so lucky. Iceman back over to the Pharah, trying to make something work there. Lappin right up in people's faces. Does have the blade online ready to go, so we'll see when the best use of that's going to be. Oh, here he comes on the supports. The immortality field goes out. Unfortunately, it goes down immediately. Pull again from Try to keep the supports away from the blade. So good tag teaming there from the supports on the Apostapa side. Do have a couple ults online as well to try to stall this payload coming around the corner. Julio's going to have the tack visor online. Tree does go up from Try as well, so a couple things to help them keep that going. I does go down. It looks like the cage came out from Lobster in the small room, and unfortunately I got caught out of position. So Apostapa's down a tank, but they do have this room secured, it looks like, and Farah able to spam rockets in. Here comes the push from Lobster though. There goes the cage. He did get 2 with it. Let's see if he can finish him off. Immortality field is going to come out. Lobster just so weak there, having to fight off 2 DPS inside the cage. And the supports for Apostapa just doing a good job of keeping people up who needs to be pushed up. All right, here comes Coolio with the attack visor. So nothing really there. OJ is going to be able to come back with the Kitsune rush. A window here online though for Orphan, so a good chance to counter the Kitsune if needed. There goes the window out. Malaka's very calmly playing around the corner. There comes the Kitsune rush for Malakas. I'm gonna get caught out, but he gets pulled again. Wow, Try just absolutely on point with the pulls. I is gonna go down. Iceman is gonna get a couple backline though with the rocket barrage. And now all they have to deal with is Lobster up front. Coolio tracking people down, gonna get OJ. And there was the attempt of a Coalescence to try to push, but Apostapa with a good hold. Unfortunately, no ults up for either side. I's probably going to have Cage online here pretty quick. Coolio and Try looking to have theirs online very quickly as well. Switch back over for I, over to the Monkey. So here come Winton. I'm sorry, Lupster switching over to Winton. All right, here comes the Tac Visor from Coolio. Let's see if he can make something to work with it. Cage is also going to come out as well from I. And Coolio did get a couple with that. Lappin tried to switch over to the Ash, but got taken out. Here comes the Railgun, but not enough, and it looks like Apostapa is going to get the hold on map number 1.
Play of the game.
Some great playing from both sides. Definitely a big hold here at the end from Malakas. I figured Apostapa was going to push it all the way in. But not quite. All right, so map number 1 going to Apostapa. Well, definitely some clutch plays from both sides. I'll tell you what, I was not expecting to see as many pulls as I did from Tribor, but he definitely saved several times, both the tank and the DPSs. So great play from Tri on support. Definitely some good pushes from Malakas there. I definitely thought they were going to get it to that second point, but Apostapa definitely came back. KP, what did you like from that match?
That was amazing. Honestly, Tribor is an incredible life weaver. Having played with him, he was very inspiring. So all those pulls, and Orphan also with the lamps, I feel like made it really, really hard for the Malakas to really push through. So amazing work from the supports. Also, I got to say, Laffin as Genji, I was on the edge of my seat with those ults. That was insane.
Anytime the blade is up, it's like, uh-oh, what do we got? What do we got coming here?
Yeah, it was really, really good plays from both sides.
Absolutely. Well, we're on to match number 2 for what should be a good fight. 2-1 on the first map for Apostapa, but definitely some great plays from Malakas as well. So hopefully we'll see some more great plays from this one. We'll see if any changes come up. But on we go to map number 2. All right. Welcome to Antarctic Peninsula, where at night you can see the wonderful Northern Lights. What a beautiful time to be here.
Initiating match.
All right, so Control up next on our map rotation. We have lots of room to work with on Antarctic Peninsula. Some high ground to work with, some low ground to work with. Some flank routes for all of those of you who love playing flankers. See if everybody sticks with what they know, or if we're going to change some stuff up for a control point. Obviously, more of a chance for the action to happen on the point. But you know, there's always those fun little flank lanes to take people out without you expecting it. All right, Maugas again for the tanks. So once again, we'll see the fights there. Laffin switched over to Ash right at the end of the last match. Looks like it's going to stay the same there. Tri and Akuna going to both be playing the Life Weaver. Looks like we really liked the pull action from the first one.
3, 2, 1.
All right, we'll see if these teams have just as good of a match as they did last time. Here we go. Iceman going to be playing the Mei, so definitely going to be trying to cut some people off. Segment off where you can. Try to isolate the tanks to potentially get them down. Definitely a flanker. It looks like it was heard, though, before it got around. Good headset there from Laffin to hear that coming. Both teams hanging out back so far. Laffin getting pretty low. Ooh, does get the clutch fire nade out. Both teams, though, still doing a good job covering. Lobster's finally going to go down, though. Big focus again from Apostapa to bring him down. Going to be a lot of DPS onto both of these tanks. Got some sustain with the fire nade. And then also the Mei being able to kind of control things a little bit better there too. Ooh, really close for Coolio on the Tracer, almost getting taken out. Gonna recall. Get away. Here comes the push. Onto the point from Lobster. There's the tree out from Try, so going to be a little bit of an advantage healing-wise from Apostapa, but doing a good job keeping Lobster up so far. Looks like there's going to be a push into the backline from OJ trying to take down Try. They've had enough of the pulls, and Try will go down. Loffin going to get a pick on Coolio. I going to put out the cage, but unfortunately it was just not enough. And it's just going to be Coolio, or Iceman. Iceman is the Ice Lady, trying to hold things together, but not quite. So a point flip for Malakas, 57% for Apostapa though. Ult economy definitely in favor of Malakas for this fight, so potential for a couple of good holds here. Ooh, I get low already. Here comes the push from Lobster, and the cage goes down. It looks like oh no, he did happen to get a couple in there. They just snuck around the corner there. It's gonna take out OJ with the Coalescence as well to bring down Orphan. So now getting the push back even further into the spawn. Ooh, but getting low and gets life grip just in time. Jump from Hakuna there on the pole. Hakuna is going to have the tree up as well. So potential there for another hold with the support ult in your favor. Orphan, though, is going to have the window online. That's always dangerous when you have a Mag on. I pushing up, but getting taken down. Oh, meat came up around the corner and got burned. So Bacon going to have the railguns ready to go. Here comes the freeze from Iceman, but not quite able to keep enough people in there. There was an escape accomplished there, so Bacon still has the railgun online. Good Matata there with the tree to try to hold everybody up to counter the Mei ult. Orphan's still working with the window as well, so we'll see if they can make something work there. Enough of a push though from Apostapa to get up on the point. Here comes the railgun. It's attack visor, and unfortunately looks like aimbot won that time around. Orphan back here with the window. We'll see if they can make something work. Bob is active on the point as well. Never fun to deal with the auto-aiming Bob. I did put down the cage again. Unfortunately, didn't catch anybody in it, it didn't look like. Loffin did take down Iceman with the Bob. So both Maugas on the point now, still working. Orphan still holding on for dear life to that window. Looking for the right time. Hasn't really found a need for it yet. And a push up around the edge. I is going to take down Lobster. So the point is flipped back into Apostapa's favor. 87% on the way to 100. We'll see if they can make something work. Loffin is going to go down, unfortunately, on the side. So that's going to be a tough run back, trying to get back to the point in time. And Apostapa just shutting down everybody that's coming on the point. There's the window finally. Immediately, as soon as he used it, Bacon with the pick. Lobster with the cage, but unfortunately had 3 people in there with him. We'll see if Loffin can get back to such the point in time. Looks like OJ is on the point trying to hold things down. No fade though, so unfortunately no way to get out of there. Looks like Apostapa is gonna take the point. Definitely some good use of ult economy there. Just some good counters from both sides whenever the ults come out. Having a support online ready to go. Unfortunately for the railgun, the visor was online to shut that down pretty quick. So good job of both sides for watching, waiting for those ults to come up and waiting to counter them.
Stick with me and you'll climb straight to the top.
All right, so Laffin back on the Genji for this particular fight. Lobster making the switch over to Orisa. Iceman going to be switching over to Sombra as well. Coolio on the Baptiste. Try. Loving the pulls. Still going to make those work. Hakuna with some good pulls on the last one as well. So definitely a lot of utility to be gathered. Weaver. All right, so Lobster versus Malga fight. We'll see how this goes. Definitely out there with the deflect trying to make some stuff work. Coolio's going to go down almost a great deflect there to put a lot of damage into both Malga and Bastion. Going to take him down. Bacon with a railgun shot, but I able to push in on Kuna to get him. And take down Lobster as well. So certainly some flanking maneuvers there done by Laffin. Unfortunately going to get taken out. Some good grouping up. Oh, not the tactical crouch. Oof. Never a fun thing to have to see from supports. But it does happen. We'll see if Iceman can get anything going on Sombra. Obviously some potential there to cause problems. Immediately going after Laughing and taking him down. Good pick there. Ooh, unfortunately missed with the translocate, but still got out of there. Orphan getting low. Use of the jump. Get back on map control. Eye up there doing a lot of damage on. And coming out with the cage as well. It's like an escape there from the Malakas, but definitely enough to keep people from pushing down the chokes. So 50% now for Apostapa on this particular point. The drop down off the high ground. Iceman just still pestering in the back, making people turn. Hakuna gets taken down though by Iceman. So unfortunately a support down for Malakas. Julio's gonna take out Laughin as well. Comes the Terra Surge, trying to make anything work to be able to push in onto this point. Some good picks here, though, from Malakas. OJ with the Coalescence in the backline to keep up the Orisa. The window did come out, but unfortunately, I was having to deal with the Coalescence getting pushed into him on the backline. So a flip here for the Malakas. 84% for Apostapa. Couple ults needed to be used there from Malakas to try to keep this point alive. Gonna have the blade up here pretty soon, and still a tree to work with. Tree as well for try. Iceman gonna be looking for that EMP, and it does get quite a few. Ooh, does get taken out by Laughing though before he's able to really make anything work off the EMP, and here comes the blade. Tree does go up though for Apostapas, so a good use of that to try to counter. Really only going to get one, and Apostapa just putting the punishment on these supports in the backline, though. Looks like Laughing is going to be getting some picks. Eye still on the point, trying to make things work. Does have the cage online and ready to go, but they can make something work. Numbers definitely in favor of Apostapa, but Lobster is definitely getting up in the face, just unfortunately not quite able to get the picks like he needs to, and will go down. So Sojourn left on the point, trying to make something work with the railgun. 85% for Apostapa. It's do or die here for Malakas. See if they can get back in time. Looks like one time for another final push. Here comes the Bob. Coming in for Coolio. I though just holding down the point control there. Trying to fight off the deflect from the Genji. He does have both DPS he's trying to deal with on the point, and wisely. There's the Terra Surge getting two with that, so a good flip here from Malakas. Definitely making things work. Just some great 1v1 fights and some good team fights here. It was a good job of the DPS to focus down Iwell's trying to hold the point. Didn't manage to get away, but not without taking a lot of damage. So a window online here for Apostapa. Let's see if they can make that work. Ooh, Iceman narrowly escapes, trying to get out of there. Oh, but he's gonna get picked from behind on the escape. Good kill on the invis there. The window is up and running. Let's see if anybody in the backline here for Apostapa can make that work. They are gonna get several. Apostapa coming out, but here comes the Genji blade. But they are gonna get him as he's in the blade. Only one taken down, and it looks like for overtime, it's gonna go to the Apostapas, who take map number 2.
Play of the game.
The Ash Blaster through the wall from Coolio for the play of the game. So many great plays there, KP.
So good. Oh my goodness. I have to commend you. I've never heard of tactical crouch before. I had to look at what that was, and I just saw someone getting teabagged. So
Yes, absolutely. Always with the tactical crouching. Oh, goodness. Well, some great plays from both sides as just, man, 1 minute you think one team is about to take the point, and then all of a sudden 2 ults go off from the other, and the point is flipped. So
crazy. And I have
Just-
to give a shout out to Iceman on the switch up on the DPS. Did not expect that. Basically going from Farah to Junkrat, and then in this game seeing the Sombra come out. Such great work.
Keep them on their toes, right? That's the best practice for DPS if something's not working. And obviously Sombra making people's lives miserable.
Yes.
Even if she's not necessarily getting picks, you know, always having to deal with making sure you're aware of where she is at all times, protect your supports. It's a lot of extra effort going into fighting against a Sombra. All right, so from map 3, we are off to Numbani for our hybrid map. 2-0 in favor of Apostapa, so a game-clinching win for them on this next map and a chance to make a heroic comeback for Malakas. All right, so on to Numbani. Here we go. Map number 3. This one is potentially our series clincher.
Traveling to Numbani. Initiating match.
All right, so certainly one of the maps that's got one of the hardest points to take right off the bat. Lots of ground to cover. You've got high ground, you've got low ground. And if the attackers get control of that high ground, it is tough for defenders to make anything work. So we'll expect to see defenders protecting the high ground at all costs.
Ready for battle.
As we see what these teams are bringing to the table. All right, so a bit of a shift here for both teams. On defense, we've got Malaka starting things off. Zarya will be going up against a bit more of a dive comp, although you have the Reaper in there as well. It's a little bit more of a brawler.
That's not the word I would choose.
See if he can make something work on taking down Zarya here. I gonna be able to control high ground pretty well with the Winston jump. We'll see if the Torb from Lupster can kind of keep things under control as long as the turret placement is good. Expect to see some good work there. All right, here we go.
To embarrass yourselves.
Ooh, a little greeting coming around the corner there for Iceman from the grandma. Wow, taken down almost immediately as soon as he jumped up to the high ground. They were so tank down for Apostapa. Might have to have a little bit of a soft reset here. Ooh, this Ana is definitely not going to let that Reaper up here without being tested. So obviously going to have to deal with that. Defenders in pretty solid control of the high ground here. Good angle for Ana to be able to take down people and also heal. It's like a bit of a relocation here for Apostapas. Going to try to see what they can do from the high ground room here. Gonna be tough. They got a turret shooting down on them, as well as a well-charged Zarya. So Lubster putting the turret to work and making sure that people aren't allowed to sneak around the backside. So we'll pull back from Apostapas here. Cloak can definitely be a problem if you're not able to take care of the turret, and he does have the cheese ready to go, so we'll see what they can do here. Taking a lot of damage. They are gonna get the turret. Ooh, Coolio though trying to go on the flank route. Torb said no thank you. Apostapa kind of trying to play this outside corner a little bit here, hoping maybe for a pick so they could push in. A little bit of a missed jump there from but Apostapa has got to try to get Malakas off of this high ground. They kind of got a vice grip on it. Also going to have the Graviton Surge ready to go. Here comes the Kitsune from OJ, and there comes Cheese. Ooh. The Grab Cheese combo is deadly. OJ taking out a couple as well with the Kitsune. Throwing those kunai at extra fast speed. So a good hold here from Malakas. Still the nano boost to work with as well for Malakas. Both the support ults online for Apostapa, and Coolio's going to be looking at attack visor here pretty soon. Couple things to work with for Apostapa. Choosing to go after the high ground again. Ooh, OJ's going to get taken down. Orpha taking out the turret.
You're powered up. Get in there.
I as well, and here comes the Nano onto the soldier. They can not quite there on the attack visor yet, but getting close. Doing just enough here to try to keep him alive. Ooh, and Haku taken up by Iceman, jumping up there with some bombs. So looking like a pretty good push from Apostapa here, although Malakas does still have some defense up. And there goes the last of it. Lobster going down. Lopin trying to make a comeback here. Is going to get taken out, so it looks like it'll be our first point take for Apostapa.
Objective A captured. Escort the
Iceman doing a good job of not really being seen there.
Payloads moving out.
More interpretive dance from Coolio and Orphan. At least that's what I would assume that was. Alright, so no ults to work with from Malaka. Still 3 for Apostapa as the payload moves on. A bit trickier here. A little bit more room to work with, although these streets are kind of tightly contested. Shrink things down and move the fight in pretty quick. Alright, so Bacon with the pick on Iceman. Iceman does take out the turret before he goes down, though, so nothing there to work with for a couple more seconds. The cheese comes out to open up the fight, and it looks like he did a pretty good job catching people in there. Loffin following up on that. Big push from I here, trying to get in there. No such luck, unfortunately, as he pushed into probably 4 or 5 of them by himself. Not quite enough to make it work. Ooh, Iceman, though, making some progress here in the backline, trying to get out of there. Laughin definitely working with the full charge and a grab online, so we'll see if he can make something work there. High charge Zarya is tough to have to deal with. Oh, and the nano boost, so a big push, gets the grab off in the back line, and is going to take out Orphan. I try to clean it up on I on the Ramatra. Still alive, but no supports really to work with. And tough to do. And Iceman pushing the payload just a smidge more before getting taken out by the Beam of Death. You gotta stay up there, Zarya, and try to take some punishment so you can keep your charge up. Expect to see Appa's kind of hang up a little bit back here. Maybe try to get rid of some of that, but nope, there it is, back again. Get caught on the window here. No ults up for either team right now. Pretty much at the midway mark. Just gonna be working with trying to do the best they can. Charges going up pretty fast though. There's a pick in the back line on offense. So down 1 support for Appas, but they do manage to get Loffin, who was supercharged, so a good pick there. Lobster trying to make things work. Having to fight up against some Fists of Fury. So a good push from Appa, even through without any ults to work with, and they're gonna get the point moved to number 2. 1:43 on the clock. So good time bank to work with here to try to push it up around this corner. This man gonna be looking for some picks here on the back. Good placement of the mines. Oh, and Bacon's gonna get hunted down by Try, who went after him. Lobster is gonna take down I. It looks like numbers still in favor of Apostapa. Julio making short work of the turret. Gonna have the attack visor online here pretty soon. Coalescence online as well. Attack visor and cheese and grab ready to go for Malakas though, so potential here to have an ult fight. We'll see who comes up with it. Oh, Bacon's gonna get taken out by Coolio. Hunted down, there's the coalescence, and here comes all the ults coming out. Took down there. Oh, he's gonna get taken out by Zarya though. Why? Playing on the ball, trying to get up. Ah, there it is. Interpretive dance.
That's a job well done.
think that's pretty easy to interpret for Apostapa.
30 seconds remaining.
All right, so final push here for Apostapa. A good hold from Malakas. Still going to have the tack visor online from Bacon. There's the window early to try to get a couple of picks, and almost does on Bacon. Not quite able to follow up on that one. Ooh, laughing, making life miserable with that beam of death, and it looks like it's going to be a hold for the Malakas. Overtime ticking down. 2 points for Apostapa on Numbani.
Score 0-2. Switching sides.
So good pushes, but a good job there from Lobster to keep the beam of death charged up for Zarya. It's really tough to push in whenever you're having to deal with that nonsense. But a good push overall. 54 meters into the second point. So almost around the corner for that final point. Long way to go for Malakas, so doable on defense. See how well team coordination goes here.
Ready for battle.
All right, so Lobster staying on the Zarya. Worked pretty well for him last time, so I don't see a reason to change. I gonna be running the Ramatra this time around on defense. Coolio moving to Cass. And try on that ever so annoying Lifeweaver with those pulls. Jay and Hakuna staying on the Ana and Kiri. And we've got Bap on the other side for Orphan as well. Seem to be going pretty well that time. All right, here comes the push. We'll see how they do on attack. Pretty far forward hold for I, just trying to get an angle on where people are coming. Lawson gonna look to build some early charge here and does just that, all the way up to 80 immediately. All right, so gonna be a swing around the outside here. Control of the bridge here for Apostapa. Looks like they did kind of manage to pull around though. Orphan with a clutch lamp to save it there. Looked like he was pretty low from the Zarya charge, but managed to turn it around, and a pull, of course, from Try. Bring everything back in. Lobster here just dancing and ducking around the point, trying to make something work. He keep it up. He does have the Kiri behind him. And actually doing a pretty good job. They're getting ticks up, and with the Kiri hit on I, that's going to look like it's going to be a point take from Malakas. Wow. Only what? The dancing Swede down there on the point, just making it work, making it difficult to hit. And it works out just great. Malakas with the first point take. You gotta love when supports don't just play heal bot. Gotta get in there. Kitsune now online for OJ. Chance to work it around this corner. Julio going down, taking a lot of damage. Trying to get those picks as best he can, but the lane is really visually coated up there. Gonna get the stick on the Bacon. Make something work with that, but Lobster and Laughin just pushing up into the front line with the cheese, and Coolio says goodnight. Take a nap and back to spawn. Laughin just not letting anybody breathe up there with the Zarya, keeping the charge up majority of the time. Good use of the bubbles as well. So pushing up here, we'll see if Apostapa can get here for point 2. A meter to go. Looks like they are going to make the contest happen. Tree comes out from Try. Deadeye coming out. Coolio's going to pick up 2. Did get the Deadeye kill onto Ana. He takes down Laughin as well, so no Zarya charge. Lobster again trying to make the dance work, and not quite enough that time. So a good hold with just a smidge left for the payload to get pushed in, but not quite. Good hold from Apostapa.
Ready to roll.
Iceman and I online as we move away from the wholesome dance and hellos from the supports. So Bacon looking for a good use of the railgun here. Also have the nano to work with, so a good potential combo there. There's a window out from Orphan. Gonna have to stay out of the middle lane for risk of doing that. Ooh, Iceman is gonna get Hakuna, so no nano now for the use here. Bacon gonna have to see if maybe he can make something work with just the railgun, but not quite. Looks like they're gonna have to back up. Not enough time for Bacon to get out of there, and I just saying, nope, no charge for you. Thank you very much. Woo. A lot of damage taken there, but found a way to make it work. So got the cheese online now for Torb. Bacon still with the railgun ready to go. Overclock nano charge might be the way to do it. We'll see what Malakas comes up with here. 4 ults online now, almost all 5. Nothing to work with here for Apostapa, so a big chance to push in here. With the use of quite a few ults, Bacon gets the pick on Iceman. Coolio, though, with the trade on Lobster. Here comes the overclock from Bacon. If he can make anything work with it. No picks there, so still in the 4v4 action. Lots of damage going out here, just not really able to get any picks. Minute 37 on the clock now for Malakas. Got to turn this corner. Cheese comes out for Lobster, looking to zone everybody out, and it works. Onto Orphan. I getting awfully low there in the front line. Gets pulled back by Try. Like Iceman up top here, almost built up to another tire. He is going to wisely back off a little bit. Ooh, sir, all the way up here in the front saying, need you to clear the area, please. Ooh, and it's going to take down Iceman as well. When you got that charge, you might as well use it. Malakas does get the push onto point 2. So Laffin able to get up there and push them back enough to get it around the corner. So a chance here for Malakas to take the map. 2:19 on the clock as they come around the corner. The window does come around, but it's just going to hold them back around the corner for just a moment while the payload moves up. Julio getting off weak and does get taken out. Here comes the tire from Iceman. We'll see if he can get anybody with it. Does get OJ, so down a support, unfortunately, for Malakas. Trying to hunt down that boy to take the other one up. Here comes the grab. Laffin trying to keep him held back. Does get pulled out of it on the flower, though, so a good use again. Woo! And the mine from downtown. And I see Malga up there. You know, showing the traditional Samoan dance. We'll call it that. All right, so the Kitsune up and running for Malakas. We'll see if they can make something work with that. A lot of damage on I right off the bat here. Laffin did get trapped. Here comes the high noon. Oh, it's going to get 2 with it, and unfortunately the Kitsune was one of them. So no Kitsune use for Malakas here. Laffin getting off the low and can't turn the time. Still a minute to work with, so a couple potential pushes here. They are going to have the cheese and potentially an overclock, maybe a coalescence online as well. Apostapa going to have the cage up pretty quick, but that's about all they've got to work with. So another chance for Malakas in the realm of ults to be able to turn the fight. See what they can make it work here. Ups are going to be looking for an opportunity to try to put the cheese down. And here it comes, putting it in the back right on the point, not give back. There's the cage. They are all going to push in, though, and say, no, thank you. This is our cage now. And there goes the rush as well. So some big pushes here, and it looks like the payload is going to turn the corner. We'll see if Apostapa switches to some personnel to try to stop it, but they will not, and Malakas will take map number 3.
Play of the game.
Always got to watch out for the Torb cheese. Some well-placed ults there. Good one at the end also to keep them from getting up to the point. So good playing from both teams. Good use of ults. Malakas look like right there at the end just had the better ult economy and were able to make it work.
That was insane. Oh my goodness. Lobster with the amount of cheese was incredible. Holy crap. And then Laffin or Yuxu with the nano and the gravity at one point, that was probably like my favorite play. Just a Zarya to be reckoned with for sure.
Absolutely. We love a good Zarya grav placement, especially if your team can follow up on it. Very fun ult to pair with others. So KP, we made it to our first Flashpoint map. How about that?
So
Game
excited.
4. So we're going to be headed to Cerveza for map number 4, first Flashpoint. So we'll see how these teams handle our first new mode of the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to game number 4. Still potential for Apostapa to take the series, but Malaka is clawing their way back in with a win on Numbani. We'll see what happens on this one. Here we go. All right, so for those of you who are new to Flashpoint, there are 5 control points in total. You got to control 3 of them in order to win the map. Lots of movement as each point take will move the point to a different spot of the map. A lot of times it's also closer to the enemy team's spawn door, which creates a challenge for the team that just took the point. We'll see how both of these teams handle it. Should be a great fight. Both of these teams very well matched against each other. Some good plays all around from everyone.
Ready for battle.
All right, so we'll see what the team comps are this time around. Chance once again to brawl on the point if you so choose. And I gonna bring out the Reinhardt, our favorite German, to swing the hammer.
5,
Looks like some pretty familiar characters
2,
for DPS and otherwise.
initial.
Iceman gonna be running the Pharah again. OJ will be on the Moira, so we'll see how this goes. Map number 4 underway. Always exciting to see a Rhine play. Not a ton of those these days. Also a good counter to Zarya too. Some of the Malakas low early. Looks like point control roughly in favor of Apostapa at the moment. We'll see if Malakas lets them take it. Almost there, not quite. Push on the backside here from Bacon, who got really low on the flank route there. He's managing to get out of there just in time. Still no pick for either team just yet. Iceman control of the skies right now on the point. Julio looking to try to close it out on him. Ooh, got very low himself. It does get taken out by Lubster. So first pick goes the way of the Malakas. Able to put a lot of pressure on I there. Looking like he doesn't have a whole shield left there. Giving him everything. Lappin finally able to make the push. Did get the pick. Iceman on Bacon. So Iceman still able to apply a little bit of pressure here, but Tribor goes down to Lappin. Iceman the only one left and not a lot to work with there. So it looks like the first point. Oh, I didn't realize that Apostapa took it. So 73% for Apostapa. So actually a good hold there. Kudos to the caster for not paying attention that the point actually got taken. But a flip here from Malakas. 73-21 and counting for Malakas. Oh, the shatter, but gets picked immediately after the shatter, and the pull from Try to get him out of the way. Coalescence online for OJ. Maidon tank is down for Apostapa. And a good pick on Orphan as well. So looking like Malaka's going to be able to hold here.
You should have kept running.
Laughin just all up in the front line. No fear whatsoever with 100% charge. Making life tough here. It's so easy to get beamed down when the charge is that high. Wisely playing cover though from Apostapa. There comes the window, and Coolio is going to have it online as Lupster trying to counter with the cheese. Both went up. Both trees, excuse me, went up, but Lupster again with the clutch cheese, and Malakas will take the first point. Just some great counters from Malakas. Definitely paying close attention to when the ults are online for Apostapa and being able to shut them down. Both trees up there for both sides, but
Show them what you've got.
not enough to keep up Apostapa. Here we go. Point number 2. Fine, making a big push in there. Unfortunately, wasn't really able to pull back, and Lupster just clicking heads. And that's going to be a little bit of a soft reset there for Apostapa. I have to try to get some pick damage here, build some ults. Nothing online for either team, although Laughing's coming up with the grab here pretty quick. It's so tough for any of these teams to get anywhere close. Laughing just playing up as much as he possibly can to keep that charge built and doing a great job of it. Lupster again. There's the grab to hold everybody in place, and unfortunately people dropping like flies on the Apostapa team. I gonna do a reset to get back to the point. See if Orphan can make an escape. Not if Lupster has anything to say about it. We'll see ya back at the point. All right, so Bacon looking for a use of the tack visor as well. I does have the Earth Shatter online as well, so we'll see if maybe he can make something work with that. Iceman's still a bit away from his, as well as Julio on Tracer. Build up that up pretty quick. There's the big Earth Shatter. Gonna get 3, I think, with that, but Triboy ready, or Hakuna ready for the pull, excuse me. And there's Bacon to try to finish it off for Malakas. He is gonna get taken out though. Still numbers in favor of Malaka to finish run. And that will do it for that point. Malakas 2-0. All right, so match point here potentially for Malakas. Third point underway. Looks like not too far of a run. Apostapa already back and ready. I'm gonna be building that ult charge as fast as humanly possible. 70 and ready. I trying to create some space. Oh, looks like I gotta take out Lupster with the shatter, and here comes Iceman with the rocket barrage. Able to get a couple. Laughin does take out Orphan, but it looks like Apostapa have the numbers here. We'll see if they can make that work. Laughin just going to work with that beam. Finally gets taken out, but not before taking somebody with. Point flip though in favor of Apostapa. So both supports online here for Malakas. Chance to move in and take with one or both of those. No ults online for Apostapa, so gonna be a challenge trying to get some pick damage and poke damage. Trying to build those up as fast as they can. Lupster trying to make life miserable on the flank routes here. Julio doing the best he can to keep him at bay, but he is gonna get taken out. He had supports ready to go, and what in the world happened with that pull? Some wall dancing there for Lupster. All right, here comes OJ for Malakas with the coalescence, the grab out as well. Enemy coalescence coming out from Apostapa, but not quite enough, unfortunately, to hold it up. Try is gonna take out Bacon. Earth Shatter for Rhine though.
Tree's gone. Find cover. Enemy turret ahead.
Not really able to capitalize on it though, unfortunately. Did get a couple with it, so good use of the Earth Shatter, but just not quite able to clean it up. Malaka's retakes. No chance for Try to get out of there, unfortunately, so reset back to the spawn door for him.
Installed and ready to go.
Have to play the corner here now as much as you can. Still dealing with the high charge of the Zarya, but pretty good job from Apostapa holding it down. Oh, except we gets caught out in the beam. So one down, unfortunately, for Apostapa, just working as best they can. Trying to push in with the Rhine, but being held at bay so far. Bacon is going to have a tack visor online here pretty quick. Both tack visors online now for both sides, so we'll see who can make the best use of that. Julio took the flank route and got the Helix rockets off on Bacon, and here it comes. Ooh, he does get taken down though. Laffen going crazy with the beam on the point. The window was up. There's the Justice. And the grab to try to just keep this point alive for Malakas, and it's working. Apostapa though makes a recover. Ooh, Try does get taken out though. It's just overtime built, and it looks like Malakas is gonna take the map.
Victory. Play of the game.
Just so hard to make anything work when that guy's going off and cheese and throwing turrets. Great job from Malaka's 3-0 on Flashpoint. So we have evened up the series 2-2. We're going to a map 5. Good job on both teams. Sure looked like Apostapa was going to take control there, but Laffen on that Zarya just always able to step in and keep things going. All right, KP. So on to the push map.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, Lobster is a force to be reckoned with. He really said, like, oh, we're having guests. Like, here's a spread of all my cheese. Um, really great job on the supports as well. Hakuna keeping together with the pulls. Oh, there was an incredible pull in one of the games just earlier. I was like floored. Managed to save OJ. And I think just the team is working so well together. I'm so excited. It's a close game.
Definitely shaking off the rust from the first couple maps and been able to put it together. Apostapa still looking for an answer. Playing a little bit different of a team comp than what we normally see. The Rhine is rarely used these days, but they were able to make it work a little bit there. Some good Earth Shatters. So we are on to Colosseo for the push map. All right, here we go. Map number 5, the definitive map for the series.
Initiating match.
All right, so on to the beautiful side of Rome where we can stop for some gelato after all said and done. I'm in if you're in. All right, so for those of you not familiar with push, trying to work the robot towards the team's objective on the other side. Team with the highest percentage of push will be the winner. Playing a lot of room to work with. Could be a close fight on the final map of this series. All right, so teams in the spawn rooms raring to go. Looks like Malakas has found their answer for this match. They're going to stay with that Zarya and Torb comp. We'll see if I can make it work with Ramacha. Potential there to be able to punch through Zarya bubbles, so we'll see if he can make that work. Iceman switching over to the Junkrat. Try to put some pressure on the Zarya. Keep damage as much as you can. And away we go, folks. Map number 5 to claim the series. feeling each other out so far. A couple people swinging on the sides over here. Leo trying to get the flank route here on the Tracer, see if he can get a pick on anybody. Like Luffin is at full charge. Ooh, the railgun shot from Bacon onto Tracer, so a good pick early. Zarya almost back at full charge again, just pushing up. Lobster right there as well. Making life miserable for Apostapa with those beams and that turret. Try switching over to Iari this round, trying to get some damage dealt in there along with the support turret. Hopefully able to keep the team healed up while also being able to put some pressure on people. We'll see how that works out. I'm trying to keep the Tracer up, but unfortunately just too much damage. It's gonna be a hard time getting over to Ice over there, isolated a little by himself. Lapid taking the pedal to get some up. Here comes the Sunrise. Kitsune rush out as well, and the Purify on the ult from Iari. So Try unfortunately not able to get anybody with that. Here comes the cheese. Trying his best they can to focus on Torb here. Julio back in the fight. Got back from spawn pretty quickly. Unfortunately, taken down there. And Iceman trying to do the best they can to take care of Laughin, who is going to get the grab off, but he is going to go down finally. So good take there from Apostapa. Alright, looking weak, but able to push up, create some space there, and the bot will flip, come back the other direction. I have the Ramatra ult online. Looking to try to keep everybody as close together as possible. OJ is going to get the pick onto Orphan. So down one, unfortunately, for Apostapa. All right, here comes the push. Be looking for the ult here. Yep, there it is, coming out from... Catch some people in the force field there. Enough to back Malaka's off the point, so the payload continues to push. Favor of Apostapa. Still though, lots of damage coming out from Laughin. So much damage with the Zarya. Trying to fight through that sustain. It looks like they'll back Apostapa off, so Malaka's back in control. Pushing the payload. Part of what's helping out here with keeping Laughin up is definitely Hakuna. A lot of heal potential there from the Lifeweaver. Definitely going to be even tougher there. Apostapa not really been able to get into the backline too terribly much, but certainly looking for it now. Iceman on the high ground. And there's the Kitsune rush coming out from OJ to try to keep this payload moving. Report out, getting back to Laughin, who's got in behind everybody. And Lubster as well. There's the sun, though. Hope you brought your sunscreen. And it looks like Malaka's did. No picks there, unfortunately. Off the sun. So here comes the payload under the bridge. Moving up for Malaka's. 65 meters and counting. Forward spawn also activated as well. So unfortunately for Apostapa, definitely a spawn advantage. And the turret taking care of the tire. Coming back out with, unfortunately. Lubster going to work. Laughin right there as well. So again, Malaka's just shutting down every push that Apostapa seems to throw at him. 78 meters and counting. Pushing towards the bridge. Whoop. Didn't particularly care for the colony there, so. A lot of pressure from Sojourn. Always got to watch out for that railgun. It'll take your head off if you're not careful. Gonna come in and get OJ. Lobster though, the trade on tries. So Ana is down. No support, or one support for both sides. Oh, and Bacon gets in behind with the grab, and what a grab and play on the flank from Bacon. Lappin definitely been on point with the grab bombs this game. Coolio is gonna have the tack visor online. We'll see if there's something they can make worth here. Haven't found an answer so far. Malakas pushes it across the bridge, headed for the final point here. Get Lappin pretty low. There's the Earth Shatter as well in conjunction with the tack visor. What a great combo from Apostapa. Well done. And they will finally get the robot moving back the other direction.
Hey,
good combos. Iceman will have the tire back up. Looking at probably a nano boost here pretty soon as well from Try. Two ults to work with for Malakas. There's the nano online for Try, so we'll see who gets it on this round. No visor to work with for the nano on this one. Still a lot of damage to be done. All right, nanoing to Ryan. Let's see if he can put it to good use here. Pushing up and keeping Malakas at bay a little bit here, but lots of players going down for Apostapa, so it looks like, unfortunately, I is going to have to bail out. And Malakas with the last cleanup here. Be back in control of the robot. Another grab coming up here for Laffin, as well as the tree. For Hakuna. We'll see if they can make both of those work. Robot is all the way back under the bridge already. Looks like this is where the fight will happen. Support's doing the best they can to keep him in there. There's the grab. Bacon managed to get one pick. Oh, a block from the Earth Shatter with the bubble. And the cleanup once again, just high energy always, unfortunately for Apostapa. Still a minute 50 on the clock. Robot definitely pushing all the way across the bridge again. Hakuna with the chance to make something work here with this tree, and Lobster now has the cheese online as well, and here it comes. There's some Malakas trying to push it. No pick so far off of it. Definitely some low players though on Apostapa. Orphan going to come out with the Coalescence to challenge things up. Hakuna with the tree. There's the Kitsune rush as well though from OJ. So you've got so many people able to shoot as fast as humanly possible. And the picks are coming on nano boosted OJ, but not quite enough for that fight. Still a chance though. Gonna have to push out quick. Encroaching on it. Very close. Here comes I trying to do the best he can to save it. He's gonna have the whole team to contest though out on the point. And will go down. Appa gonna have to touch, getting very close to that. Payload being put all the way in. Life grip to pull. Apostapa dropping like flies though. 2 left on the point. Iceman gonna try to make something happen. Does take down Laffin with the tire. And I is back out on the Winston. So Apostapa actually gonna turn the point back around. Ooh, that was close. Managed to make a couple of switches just in time though. And we'll have payload control, but unfortunately we're approaching overtime, which means you gotta push it all the way back the other side. Step off the robot even once, and the match and series is over. Tribor switching over to the Zen, just trying to do anything they can to help take down Lappin and I know. Down. The cheese did come out from Lobster. Try the only one left. Not able to make it work, and Malakas takes the series 3-2.
Play of the game.
I'm overloading!
Well, when you find something that works, you use it till it can't be used no more. And that's exactly what Malakas did. The reverse sweep 3-2 over Apostapa. Some great plays from both teams. Lots of change-ups from Apostapa to try to find something, but just no answer for the Zarya, unfortunately. But great job from both sides. Apostapa in control there early, but comeback was on.
That was so intense. I did not expect that turnaround. I honestly, you guys were amazing. Congratulations to Malakas. Oh my goodness. Wild.
Absolutely. Big turnaround. Some good work there to try to find something that worked, because those first two maps, it looked like it was going to get ugly, but managed to find it and claw their way back in. So a 3-2 victory for the Malakas. They'll move in to the winners bracket. Apostapa sent down to the losers bracket, but still a chance. Fight their way back, of course, to the finals. Double elimination in this tournament, so still some life for all of our teams that are down in the losers bracket as we move forward to the finals. So we'll look at what to expect. So for next week, we'll have the Misfits taking on Apostapa in the losers bracket. And then we'll move on to face the BBs and PPs who are already graciously in the losers bracket. And we'll fight their way up to try to get back into the finals. So good match to look forward to next week. But before we go on match number 2, we're going to send it back over to our two favorite interviewers, Mint and Jermaine. Whenever you're ready, fellas, take it away.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talking Smack. We just saw some amazing, intense matches right there, like really nail biting, and yeah, it was a very amazing matches. So we're just gonna go right into it and talk about all that stuff. But first, we have the one of the team captains from last matches. So please welcome everyone. I wanna die. Hello,
Hi,
thank you for joining
Hi.
Talking Smack.
First, like, to get it out of the way, are we allowed to cuss on this? Like, is that?
Well, let's just. You can use what you feel appropriate, but please don't be too profane.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, oh yeah, go ahead.
those were my actual least favorite maps in the game. I, I shit you not, Numbani is my least favorite map in the entire game.
No, I get that. Numani's hard.
Yeah.
Mint?
Yeah, really
And
hard. Like,
Havana, just oh my god, it's so bad for Ryan.
Oh my god, I know. Like I played Ryan on that map, and it's difficult.
Yeah. It's just those maps were just so shit. It was.
Well, hopefully you guys have more luck for next round.
I think that's the only map that I actually liked was the Flashpoint one. But like the first one that we played was when they switched up their team comp, so we just got thrown so far off.
That makes sense, and that actually ties into my first question, which is
okay, so I'm gonna ask you the first question, Ive. So even
Yeah.
though the outcome of your last match wasn't in your favor, it was a hard fought game and your team performed really well. It was really intense. I was really enjoying the match. And there are some intense moments, such as when your team is always sticking together when you're being such an aggressive tank.
Well,
Sorry.
okay, so that I trusted because we were playing Bap Lifeweaver, and then at some point I think Kiri,
yeah.
so I trusted my Lifeweaver to just grip me out whenever necessary,
Right.
And so like you got to be aggressive if you want to make space and all
Yeah,
of that,
exactly.
and On the enemy team, they weren't like the first two maps. They they couldn't stop me at all.
Yeah.
So there were some points where I just emoted in front of them and kind of just
I
looked.
saw.
Oh my god,
I
yes.
saw
Um,
Like
that.
you were doing the technical
and
crouching and all that, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was like,
yeah,
okay.
and I like even if I died while emoting, I was okay with it because I was like, we're gonna win anyways. It didn't matter. Um, and then on Flashpoint, fucking he pulled out the Torb. Everybody else on the team was like they were okay. They weren't great. I didn't wasn't worrying about them. But the Torb
Mhm.
perfectly countered all of the fucking tanks I knew how to play.
Yes.
um, and I could have gone like Ramach or not Ramacha, Mauga or something, but I was playing Mauga on the other maps and I was bored. Um,
Mm.
and God, those fucking like the enemy Symmetra or not Symmetra, enemy Sojourn. They weren't they weren't great. But fucking the Torb fucking rolled. Also, question: were we allowed to switch our uh like people playing what roles?
Yes, you were
Yeah,
allowed
you
to
could.
switch however you see fit.
Yes.
I see. Okay, I thought that wasn't allowed. We all stayed on our respective
Oh
roles.
no. If you have any questions, you can just get back to me.
Yeah.
But okay, so adding
Okay.
on to my next question is adding on to Mint's question is that we know that you're like a very experienced Overwatch player, and you even participated in our sister competition, the Overwatch Streamer Showdown. Mint, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So yes, our sister showdown, the Overwatch streamer showdown, and um, so we definitely know that you're up for task for leading your team's victory. So how with this knowledge, as a team captain, um, will have your redemption in the upcoming elimination round. So what are your tactics that you have in mind for considering for next week?
I'll be perfectly honest, this is the first time we've all played together.
Oh, well,
Oh.
I mean,
Um,
I mean,
so we I think for 2 or 3 quick plays before this game started, we actually played together for the first time. I think it was just I think Iceman was the last one to get in, and we only played like one game with Iceman, and we played 2 games with Tribor. Uh,
um,
and because they were like busy,
Hmm.
they have a life and
Definitely.
stuff. Yeah. Um, but the other two they always play like Siege and stuff.
um,
And so they're
Mm.
not I brought them. I actually forced them to come play Overwatch with me. Um
okay.
I was the I think me and Tribor were the only ones that were decently experienced in the game. Iceman's pretty good. Iceman's pretty good. But the other two were pretty much brand new.
Mm,
I will say they did well. They did really well.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, I can also tell the other enemy team, like the enemy Sojourn, was so so bad. Um, they weren't like doing great.
mm,
And so I kind of ignored them for a lot of it. I was trying to get the enemy Torb really carried that. Every single time we landed on the enemy Torb, all 4 of them would just turn around and protect the Torb.
mm.
Right. Well,
Um,
I would say that everyone did amazing, including your team, and we clearly saw that you guys were almost about to win. So that was good. So I think
Yeah.
everyone did
yeah.
really well. And that would transition into my last question, which was what, well, it's the question that we've been asking everyone. So what has been your favorite part of being a team captain so far in this tournament?
Uh, I'll be honest.
Hmm.
I haven't really done much.
It's okay. Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Fucking Tribor had like all of his work, and he's in a different country in like the in continent and stuff, and so the time zones were a little fucky.
Yeah.
Um, and Iceman has work and stuff, so we couldn't really
Hmm.
play with him ever. And
Mm,
I have to looking for apartments right now, and I'm moving out and like a whole thing, so
Hmm.
we didn't really have time to do anything. And they're talking so much shit in the fucking chat.
Hmm.
I mean, well, we are planning to do some fun event afterwards, so maybe your team can participate in afterwards.
Yeah, and either way, we're happy that you were able to participate regardless of how the outcome was. And you still have next week, so we're looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing you guys next week because you guys clearly have the skill to make it forward. So we're looking forward to seeing you next week. And that was basically all our questions. So thank you so much, I, for joining us, and we wish you best of luck for next round.
For sure, for sure. We're probably gonna practice a lot more.
No, I'll be excited to see that.
Yeah,
Okay, take care, I, and thank you so
Alright.
much for joining us.
for
Thank you,
sure.
I.
GG's.
Bye. GG's. And now, sorry, we're gonna bring in the other team captain of the winning team. As you saw, they had an amazing performance. Like they completely ate that. Like at the start, we were like, "Are they gonna win?" But then later,
Yeah.
they decided to bring it through. So please welcome everyone. I have the honor of having in our talking smack. Thank you, Laughin, aka Yuxu, the team host of the Malakas.
Yay! Where's the...
Bring him.
Okay. Alright, so let's have him in here.
Hello,
Hello,
Yuxu. Welcome
Yuxu.
to Talking Smack. Thank you for joining us.
Hello there.
Okay.
Hello. So thank
So
you for
we,
joining us.
yes, of course.
And we're gonna get started with our questions. And Jamie, would you like to start with the first question?
Yes. Oh, you can. You can.
Oh, you can go.
Okay. Well, your team is like quite experienced and like because your team has members that participated in our different Overwatch tournaments, like the Overwatch Streamer Showdown. So you guys obviously have that tournament experience. And actually, you were part of a winning team, Nama Kiala's team, and you also came second with your own team. So how did you use that experience to help you, I guess, win this round?
Actually, we just played quick play games for fun,
Mm-hmm.
a couple nights, and the main helper is alcohol and weed.
That makes total
Nice.
sense. Okay,
Nice.
definitely. Great try. And it obviously worked. You guys won. So
Yeah.
yes. So Nate, go ahead with your next question.
And to add on to Jamie's question, so Malakas has two members who have never participated in our sister competition of our overall streamer showdown. So with that, what was like the process of teaching like these two members how to get familiar with the tournament system, or did you also, as the captain, provide any tips or tricks to be able to catch them up with the rest of the members?
I mean, only Bob is the only one that hasn't really played with us together. All the other ones have played together since 2016 when the game
Okay.
came out. We're all
Okay.
IRL friends, so
Yes.
the only one
That's
who had
great.
to adapt was Bob, and he's a very good gamer in every game that he
Yes,
plays.
definitely.
So it wasn't a big deal.
I get that. And actually, I have another question. It's like on a different note. My final question is that the Malakas is like our only team in the tournament that's like fully outside of North America. Like, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are from the Nordic and Scandinavian regions. So, how does it feel like representing your regions in the tournament? And is there like a sense of pride that has any effect on your determination to go farther in the tournament?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, my Viking blood is boiling right now, and we want
Mm-hmm.
some more victory next weekend, and we're all ready for it, and we're gonna bring the big guns. You know,
Yes,
we're
Yes,
not
definitely.
we're looking forward to it.
we're not holding
Yes.
back.
Yes, period. True. Okay.
Yep.
So that was. Min, do you have any thoughts?
No, like I was just really um the game was just really intense, and I just had a fun time watching like how Malacca started off iffy, but they ended up taking the victory at the end, which is really well like I have no other words.
Exactly. Like you were gagged. Like it was exactly so
Yeah,
good. So
yeah.
yes, exactly. Your team put up a great fight, and that was all our questions. So Yuxi, thank you for joining us, and thank you for showing everyone your amazing skills. And we look forward to seeing you next week in the next round of the finals. So yeah, good luck, and thank you for joining us.
Right. Thanks. Yeah.
Bye.
Hi. All right,
All right,
and
guys.
this concludes our session with Talking Smack. I was your host, Matisse.
And I was your other host again, J Main.
And this has been
Talking Smack. We'll see you guys next time, and we're gonna pass it back on to the other hosts, Phoenix and KP. Yes, so see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you as always. Big shout out to our captains. Match number 2. Great job all around. Amazing reverse sweep by the Malakas. But definitely looking forward to some more matches in the coming weeks of the tournament. So, KP, you excited?
I'm so excited, and I just want to say thank you to everybody for, participating, obviously being here. Really appreciate you guys being part of the first season of our tournament. And yeah, good luck to the teams next week.
Absolutely. So make sure you stop back by the channel next week. BXP League will be live again for the second round of matches. There will be some in the losers bracket and some in the winners bracket, I believe, as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll be anxious to see these teams as they move up through the brackets and expect to see nothing but fun out of them. But thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate your time. I'm Phoenix. This is KP, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheerio, everybody.